Yo, yo. Lucky you guys. I thought that we were doing a happy hour only stream today, i.e., one that doesn't go up on this channel. However, a big segment of it ended up being pretty interesting, so I thought I'd yoink it out, but it's hard to like find a clip point where I can kind of give the context that's needed without having to give it a little extra intro. So here we go. We were working on our little application launcher, right? We're trying to basically build a taskbar as part of our Wayland compositor so that we can like launch apps and actually like interact with the system in some way instead of just looking at like a pretty background that has a mouse on it. And so, what we have right here is like we have like a program that lists all of the apps that are installed. If I say, hey, can you launch Blender? It finds the appropriate thing, runs exec on that thing, forks and execs to like make the thing. And we found at some point that the like process tree for that was like a little bit confusing. You would kind of expect to have something where you have like my launcher, oopsies, launcher, launcher, and he launches like Blender, right? And you hear about this thing when you're working with processes on Linux where you have to wait for this process when it comes back, or else it'll become a zombie process, right? So, like, a thing that can really easily happen is I launch Blender, forget about him, and I close Blender, but Blender still kind of like holds a bunch of state. Or like someone is still holding a bunch of state that is trying to like give back to the launcher when he waits. Um, and so we were kind of trying to figure out what this tree structure looks like and how do we kind of launch a Blender instance and then forget about it so that when we close him he doesn't like automatically zombie himself. And so that's kind of like the context where you're coming in here. So enjoy. It's way more confusing than you would think. I'll just say it. I don't think most people on Linux understand like that this is like freaking difficult because I didn't, and I am most people. That's what I think. Everyone's always like me, and so everyone else also probably doesn't know this. Anyways, enjoy. We really went down the rabbit hole here, so have a good one. System D user is the owner of this thing? That doesn't make sense. Right? That doesn't make sense. PS aux grep blender. Can I see the parent? Proc. Like, can I look at this? Can I see like my parent PID? Get parent PID. Uh PS O PPID equals. Maybe O? How the fuck? Oh, maybe. Hold on. Maybe AUX already shows everything. No. So I want O. Is it A? Oh my god. Man, PS. A. Select all processes. Except both session leaders. PSAX? What does that do? This doesn't show like parent though. I want to show parent as well. You know what I mean? Uh, you can also do this. PS-F returns this. So what is like, okay, what does this command do? PS-EO, like what the fuck? Oh, see, this command is command. Oh, so I can do PID, PPID. Here we go. So Blender has PPID of this, who is just system D. What the fuck? Okay, so if I don't do that exec bullshit, If I just don't do this, is that the same, or does it get owned by uh that shell? You know what I mean? Blender. Okay. Why not? Maybe this is some like Nick shell bullshit though, because like the blender command, like which blender, like this is actually a shell script that calls exec at the end. So if you call bash dash c with a shell script, I think that might not spawn a new copy of bash. Maybe it does. Maybe bash dash c or shell dash c like exits itself at the end of the script. That might be it. So maybe we don't have to prepend this exec string at all, because like can we do, it might fork itself or disown or something. Yeah, it might. Right? If I go like uh sleep 5 echo test. Okay, so that kind of does what I expect. What if I call blender in here? Right, so this is what's confusing here, is that like in this scenario, it stays open, right? So if I then, let's close all my blenders. Hold on. Maybe blender is a bad example. Now my parent is the same bash for everyone. What the fuck? I'm so confused. So Blender is owned by this, who is Bash, who is owned by Bash, who is owned by something. But like, is it because like I'm closing this thing immediately? So like launch I launch I launch this shell, the shell launches Blender, and then I like don't clean this process up in any way? Like if I do this, what happens? Right, so now Blender is stuck open. And now our parent process is this guy, who is Slauncher. But interestingly, like not shell. You know what I mean? Like there's no instance of shell anywhere, which is just very confusing to me. Like, what is this? Like, this goes to something. Can I fucking PS? Like, when I do that, like, PS shit, can I ask for, like, the binary? Is that, like, a thing that I can do? Or, like, args? Can I see args? Oh, hell yeah, I can. Hit me with that shit, dude. All right. Okay, so Blender. Whoa, there's two of them open. Fuck. And does my program does not use exec right now. Okay, so if I look for Blender, we have a parent process of this. Oh, sorry, we have a parent process of this. Very, very confusing. Okay, what if we do sh-c directly? That was the other thing we want to check, right? So my parent process is just like the same bash instance as like other stuff, like NeoVim. Just so confusing. If you don't wait for your child, you exit and he gets orphaned and some such thing adopts that orphan. But like, how do I say this? Like this. This is not. I feel like the shell should stay open here. The next thing does exec at the end, so your bash things become Blender. But if you look at this launches a new instance of bash. Oh, wait, what's this? Hold on, you might be onto something. Man bash -e. Is there some sort of does running bash -e replace like an existing bash or something? Options. Your top split sh is still running. No, the problem is you can't find it on the process list. Yeah, that's my problem. Is it feels to me like sh should still be running, but I don't see any evidence of it running, which is bothering me. You know what I mean? Like, if I just look for sh-c in here, like, that is not anywhere in the fucking process list. Why the fuck not? Right? Why the fuck is it not there? It's right here. I see it with my eyeballs. Right? So, like, the idea that that Blender has taken over is, like, correct somehow. Like, I get that. Background it and run jobs-p or something? So we should be seeing 4150801, which is Blender, right? Which makes sense to some extent. I just don't understand why. Like, I get that, like, Blender is somehow taking over the process. But my understanding of the execution flow is that we like launch shell launches the script, launches a new instance of bash, which does a bunch of stuff, which then Blender takes over. That's my understanding. Unless you can like ask a script to be run with some bullshit. That's the only way I can see it. If we do like, but then like that -e here is not like a documented thing that I can see. Maybe the shell has some special case for very simple arguments to -e that would do implicit exec. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, let's see what happens if we do something like echo test sleep 1, right? Like, does that change anything? No. Okay, what if we do a sleep, like, hit me with a sleep fucking 10. So now this exists, right? We see the sh here with process ID 921, right? 15921. Is there some sort of like tail call optimization here? You'd think that if you sh-c a thing, the bang slash is ignored. You think? You think if I like execute a script from a shell that it doesn't launch the process? Like some sort of optimization there? We could try that, right? Uh, okay. So let's take this and edit test sh. Throw this thing in here, sleep 10 in here. Right? Let's do this. Okay. So now my thing is going to be sh-c test. Okay. Now let's look at the process list. So, right, this is what I would expect. Oh, wait, maybe not. The shell command is still gone. Where does it go? So this kind of makes more sense. So now we should see we still have my script running and then Blender showing up. That makes sense, right? So it's that as soon as we run the script, like the shell that is running it with sh-c is like exiting. There must be some kind of clever trick where when you have like an sh-c, maybe it just automatically calls exec on the last thing. But that's not crazy. That's not crazy. Can we look at some like sh source code? Who owns this? This is from Bash. So which is confusingly, this is different than Bash itself. Oh no, this is just Bash. Okay, I'm an idiot. So we want to look at the Bash source code and look for -c argument handling. How fucking confusing. So who owns this? I guess we need to look up Nix OS package search. We can kind of look for what Bash Interactive is. So this is coming from here. Maybe use bin bash instead of sh. Yeah, to avoid confusion. I agree. To some extent. I think bash might also handle arguments differently if it's invoked as sh instead of bash. Yeah, could be. The truthiness of I want to look at the bash source code has never stood the test of time. Yeah, it's true. Every time I open like these projects code, I do get upset. I will say. So I guess they fetch from mirror : what the fuck is mirror : // GNU? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Mirror? You mirror : / UR. What the fuck does this mean? Oh, this is a specific to Nix thing. No. This is no, I don't think so. No, that doesn't sound like it. What the fuck is this? It's the mirror, duh. Yeah, sorry. Like, but like, what does it mean, man? That's not okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so fucking angry. Oh. I've never seen this in my life. Maybe it's processed in fetch URL in Nix. I know we're going off the deep end here, and this is like so unrelated. It's like the stack. It's do I need exec bash-c sh-c stuff a b c c like sh process disappears is two s or two p's disappears on execution of C. Why? Bash source code. Nix package points to mirror URI What the fuck is a mirror URI? This is our stack right now. This is our stack. I mean, we could even go back a few layers, but this is the stack as of started from today. Yeah, what the fuck? I guess we could look at the implementation of fetch URL. And I guess we should check, if I go back in time. Well, get fucked me, I guess. And I actually can't go back here because this fucking garbage ass website took over the back button. So if I click on a link, it just doesn't go anywhere. So I actually just completely lost wherever I was. It's actually impossible to come back. Isn't that kind of fun? That's kind of fun. Love that. Why is everything so fucking hard? Mirror protocol next config. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be it. I want to see, dude. I hate how the Nix packages repo is so fucking big. Let's just see if does mirror exist in here as is? It does. Okay, so can we look for the implementation of fetch URL equals? I don't really know how to search for this. All packages. Maybe stdev? Maybe stdev here? There seems to be some sort of fetch URL. See all packages.nix. Oh, I guess fetch URL is not a command. Oh, it is. Yeah, so this is a thing that comes in. Fetch URL is a program of some form. Where's this all packages thing? Here we go. Build support fetch URL. Okay. Okay. So this thing might support this. Hold on. So this is in here. Build support fetch URL. Hold on. That seems promising. Yeah, this is a Nix thing. So it looks like maybe in mirrors.nix they have a, I think it was GNU, right? Figured it out. So in this file, they look at mirror GNU bash bash, which will go to any of these, probably, right? So we should be able to download the source from this bash. Oh, but then they probably are mirroring with patches, which I think is not something here. But okay. Sure. So at the very least, we have we can probably start with GNU bash somewhere. Okay, so the stack is gone here. Downloads, 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 downloads. Please use a mirror if possible. Okay. What version do you think we're on? 5.3, I think I saw? ls-l bash 5.3, right? What's this guy? Now, I will agree with you probably that I won't want to look at this. But it is what it is. Oh, we've actually done this before. That's funny. Okay. So we're looking for some sort of like implicit exec handling on -c. They usually have some sort of like bullshit arc parsers. So it looks like this shell.c is probably, it looks like it has a main. Looks like it's got a main in there. Looks like it's got a main. And we're looking for like maybe some sort of argument parsing. Parse long options. Okay. Do we have the parse short options? Options. Short a list. Run short shopped. Shell opt a list. Great. Oh, add shopped to a list. Okay. Want pending command. Wait, we see a C in here? This is promising. Right, L for login shell, C for pending command. Parse shell options. Beautiful, right? So this happens somewhere. And if we see the C in here, they want pending command. And if we want a pending command, we have command execution string get set. Cool. Okay. If defined one shot, we do this thing. Okay. Else. This is so confusing. If we're one shot, else we're else one shot, but this is actually else not one shot. Oh, dude, my fucking nose. Ugh. Do you think we're one shot or not one shot? What do you think this means? Define one shot if you want sh-c command to avoid forking to execute command whenever possible. This is a big efficiency improvement. That's what we're looking for, baby. That's what we're fucking looking for. That's what we're fucking looking for. So is this defined? That's the next question. Right? Right? So presumably, we're gonna find somewhere where if one shot is defined, then we're gonna like figure out if this is like the last argument or something. Okay. Tell parse and exec not to fork for a simple command. This might be a stupid question, but if you run exec on something, When it finishes, what happens? Like, can I do like a short-lived process? Like, this is maybe a fucking stupid, dumb, stupid idiot question. But can I like do like exec was sleepy command? Like, you know what I mean? Can I do like this? Isn't exec using the system exec function? I don't know. You would think, right? You would think that exec would like replace the entire process and then like not come back, but maybe there's some like tricky shit you can do. Let's just see. Let's just see. Maybe I shouldn't have slept for 10 fucking seconds. Yeah, okay, that's what I would expect, right? The rest of the thing does nothing. Again, I agree with all of you. That is what I would expect, but I think it's worth double checking. Right? So back to like bash then, which I shouldn't have left. With that one shot thing. Like, it asks it not to fork for a simple command. But like, maybe that's for, maybe it like can tell if it's like a script. Right? Maybe it's like, I see a script in here, and as a result of that, I can, instead of launching a new interpreter, I can like continue running my own thing. No, because that's different. We confirmed as well that if we call this, right? If we just call sh-c echo hello blender, right? And then we look at the process list, like that shell command is gone. Right? So I really do suspect there's some sort of like tail call thing, and it might not even be related to this one-shot flag, actually. Okay. So if command execution string go to read and execute, is this always true? So if we're in one-shot mode, we run one command, which is the whole string, okay, then we exit shell with the last command exit value. If we are not one-shot, it does say simple, no? I would guess for multi-process commands it has to work. That would be my guess as well. Which makes me think that this like one-shot thing and the tail call thing are like different concepts. What if you SHSC blender echo done? Great question. I assume the answer there is yes. I assume the answer there is yes. Because like how else would it do that? Yeah. Good shout. Good shout. Good shout. Okay, let's try to find out if we're in one-shot mode or not. Because, like, these are just, like, completely separate branches, and I would love to know. So can I, like... Sometimes they, like, these GNU utilities have a way to dump the config. Man, bash, can we, like, config, maybe? One-shot. One-shot. Config. Maybe unlucky. How does that one-shot thing get defined? So in config, my C is rusty. My C is rusty, but this means it's defined, right? It's just defined without a variable, so you can't do like, you can only do if defined. Yeah, something like that. which is what they're doing here. You can't say if one shot, but you can't say if defined one shot or if def one shot because it's defined as an empty thing. Okay. So I want to know, like, I guess, like, configure. Does this give us, like, the option to like, turn that shit off? Like, where does this, like, config top.sh come from? Question is if config top is used as a template. Yeah, I agree. Some of these are not meant to be changed. So okay, the file config top contains C processor defined statements for options which are not settable from configure. So surely it's on, right? Surely it's fucking on. Surely. I bet it's on too. Yeah, that's my guess. Okay. So we have some command. I assume that this is the entire set of everything, right? Command execution string, like, how does this get set? He's kind of just the next argument, right? So we do, like, bash-c a list of commands. So this should be the whole thing. This should be the whole thing. Why are you calling shsc binary? Yeah, I just because, like, mirroring behavior of what we saw in GIO and KIO client, I think that's wrong now, maybe, but this is still bothering me. I still want to understand, like, why, now that we are doing this, I want to know why shell isn't in the process list. I know that this isn't even really, like, the thing necessarily, but I want to know. I just want to know now. Because it feels like free desktop wants you just, like, pass the arguments to system, which is the same thing as calling sh-c, kind of, and then it's like, I just want to know if I need to type the word exec. I just want to know if I'm supposed to type exec or not. I think the answer is yes, but I think it might not matter, and now I'm curious as to why. Okay, sometimes you gotta know. Okay, so run one command is actually run many command, if you think about it. So he is going to go into parse and execute if defined process substitution. That sounds relevant. This is defined by configure, though. Enable process. Great. Thank you for that. Well, maybe this is relevant, but this is the rest of this code will still run. So it seems like we should continue going on here. Parse and execute. This seems like the actual core of bash shit, right? And fuck the way that they, like, format their shit here. It's so hard to, like, find the actual function definition because they, like, don't put, like, the return on the same line. So you can't, like, just grep for, like, string. Here we go. Common int parse and execute. Oh wait, maybe we're good. Eval string. Here we go. Nope. We're close though. Here we go. Okay. So we're looking for some sort of, like, on last guy. Throw an exec in there. Dude, what is happening? I guess we're looking for, like, should suppress fork. If we were invoked as bash-c and parse and execute has not been called recursively, and we're not running trap, and we have parsed the full command, and we're not going to run exit trap, and we have a single command without rejections, and the command is not being timed, and the command's return is not being inverted, and the rotating trap's in effect, then we don't need to fork. Let's fucking go. This is what we were looking for. God bless that dude who wrote his comment. Yeah, dude, for real. So basically, there's a fuck ton of heuristics, right? There's a bunch of heuristics, and if all of these things happen to be true, then it goes, okay, we just exec. Yeah, fuck it, we don't need to fork. Fuck forking. So that's kind of interesting in that, like, you kind of don't need to write exec. Right? Like, you kind of don't have to do it. I would love to link this line of this comment for later. And say, like, maybe you do with bash. Wait, why? Are you saying because that's like a recursive call with bang bash? Why do you keep putting exclamation marks in front of? Oh, not bash. I see. Yeah, like theoretically, maybe not even GNU bash. The answer, by the way, is yes. According to POSIX, you're supposed to prefix exec if you don't want it to fork. Yeah, I get what you guys are saying. So we're kind of looking at like a single implementation and going like, cool. But like, SH is like a configurable thing. It's not necessarily going to be GNU bash. It might be BusyBox or something. But like, how do I say this? I guess it makes sense. I was going to say, it seems so fucking stupid to write sh-c exec executable, but we're kind of trying to leverage the like shell quoting, the shell, how do I say this? Like argument processing stuff. Right? Because like there's nothing stopping someone from inserting into the desktop file like some sort of complex shell string. I guess the desktop spec explicitly forbids like anything too complex, right? He's like, you're not fucking allowed to use redirects, you're not fucking allowed to use dollar signs, you're not fucking allowed to use backticks. Maybe you're allowed backticks and dollar signs, but only the literal ones, or something like that. But he's kind of saying like there's nothing stopping someone from writing like my thing, my other thing, like my arg. And I kind of just like, we're kind of using bash as a way for us to not have to parse these arguments ourselves. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why we're going into sh-c at all, is because I just don't want to handle this shit. So it's kind of turning into like, all of this gets passed as the argument. And so we're just throwing an exec in here because we're like too fucking lazy to do the parsing ourselves. That's kind of the reason for all of this. What a fucking disaster, by the way. Like this was so much work to just get this exact answer. But okay. I think that it is good to link this because we did do a bunch of work here. This exec looks like on testing, this exec is not necessary. But that testing is a lie, we'll say. On my machine at the time of writing, we are using GNU Bash 5.3. whose source code has this nifty I guess we'll say who has this nifty feature called one shot, which will do its best to uh who will do its wait. I shouldn't prepare. Wait. I'm back. What if, like, because technically I can use a bash built in, right? Right? In which case, putting exec at the front is not correct. Exec is a bash built in, but I'm saying, like, they could use a bash built in their exec line. So, like, if they write, like, echo, and I change that to exec echo, like, that override, like, there is a command called echo, but that's not what happens when I write echo normally, which is funny, because echo is a bash built-in. Are there any built-ins that are not mirrored as commands? I think maybe fuck them if they do that. Who will do its best to throw, like, to not fork when not fork if possible. Here, well, then we can link that line. Did we fucking lose it? We fucking lost it. It was in the fucking parse and execute, which was in parse and execute. We're looking for, like, start of line, then parse and execute. And there's this thing here. So this was eval string line 500-ish. GNU bash GitHub mirror. Can they? I'm not sure that's allowed. All shell functionality is explicitly forbidden by requiring them to be escaped. That's true. That's a pretty good point. So maybe there can't. Yeah, I mean, I think either way, I'm kind of willing to tell them to go fuck themselves if they do. I am kind of willing to do that. But it is an interesting thought, at least. So we're looking at, like, what is it, 504? Okay. See this. On testing, this exec is not necessary, but that testing is a lie. On my machine, at the time of running, we were using GNU Bash 5.3 as this new feature called one shot. We'll do its best to not fork if possible. See this. However, who says that we should be using GNU Bash? Next stream, all this will be replaced with a single system call. Yeah, I mean, we have to figure out what to pass the system, I think. Is it GNU Bash? I think it is. We went through all of that, like, Nix bullshit. I don't think there's bash in GNU. Well, then what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, then? Excuse me, sir? Sir, it says GNU bash right here. Please don't trick me. No tricks allowed. However, who says we should be using GNU bash? If we want a guarantee that exec, that the shell process will die, we should use exec. And then we can address, why are we going through a shell at all? If it's basically just to leverage their argument parsing smiley face. Is this the same thing that system does? I think with system, Is system even like a... Is this even a syscall? Or is this just like a libc thing? Like, system uses shell. No, I understand that. But like, is it going to like kind of follow the same rules? You know, are we going to see the same behavior? It's libc. Yeah, okay. So I guess kind of fuck it then. I guess we could look up like Musel implementation then. Uh, yeah, he just fucking rips an sh-c in there. So you have to parse for built-ins to replace echo by command echo. No, I think that we're just gonna say fuck built-ins. I think we're just gonna make the assumption. Uh, note that this disallows shell built-ins with no equivalent, you know, executable. But I think that shouldn't happen, and if happen. But I think no one should be leveraging those, because again, who knows which shell we are using to launch. System is POSIX though? Oh, then maybe it's in here. Don't see it. Man 3 system. Is it POSIX? Standards POSIX. Wow. Wow. So Zig's POSIX doesn't have system? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How dare they? Unless I missed it. We might have missed it. Zig. Lib. Stood. Grep. Nvim. Grep. Function system. Yeah, don't see it. Don't see it. How dare they not implement this garbage thing? Shit, I'm adopting Grey Hatter mannerisms. Yeah, fuck. Fuck. It's everyone's worst nightmare. Alright, well. What a fucking disaster today has been. This is such a funny comment. So this goes away, I think. So we say... Do we want to wait here? Probably not, right? Is there like a detach here? How do I detach? That's a thing you could do, right? Detach child process Linux? Like, that's a thing, right? That's a thing. POSIX? Maybe? A comprehensive guide. Dude, I don't know why. It's so funny. Like, I don't think we need a comprehensive guide for this, right? Blah, blah, blah. Propagate sig. This isn't what I want. I want, like, the C calls. I want, like, the C calls. C. Dude, how do you even, like, spawn a process? Exec. Fork exec. Yeah, right? You fork an exec. So this gives me a new PID, and then I'm supposed to like do stuff with that PID theoretically. So there's wait, which is the normal thing you do, or kill, right? I could have sworn there was like a detach. Is there like a C also down here? Kill, fork, clone. I wonder if there's like a kill to like kill but don't kill, you know? Because if you don't wait, it turns into a zombie or something. Right? Set SID, what's that? Creates a new session and sets process group ID. If the calling process is not a process group leader, the calling process is the leader of the new session. The calling process also becomes a process group leader of the new group. I don't know what that means. You mean the parent process can die without the child dying? I think so. I don't really know what I want. I just don't want to have to track. I don't want to have to track the process IDs, is mainly the thing I'm looking for. But I have no idea what a process group even fucking is. I'm gonna ask the idiot. You know how I'm always like, the idiot kind of is good for when you're like so fucking lost you don't even know what questions to ask? I think we're there. I think I'm a fucking dumb idiot. Is there an equivalent to detaching a thread for a spawned process in Linux? Yes, Twist chat. I trust you guys less somehow. Double fork plus set sid, right? So that makes sense. That's what we were talking about a second ago. What? Whoa, wait a well. Oh, it is funny that we could just huck a no-hup in there. That is kind of funny. Run via set SID command. Dude, what the fuck are we talking about? None of that is correct. Yeah, I don't really believe this. Why would I double fork? Don't do any of those. Glad you asked the idiot. Yeah. I'd like to run it in the background. I can just avoid calling wait PID on it, but then the process is waiting for it to return its status to the parent. Is there some other way to do this? This is saying catch sig chilled and in the handler call wait. Oh, I mean, that's funny. That's kind of funny. So he's saying in the process, just fucking leave it and then wait when it finally shows up. That's not really what I meant, but that is an answer to this question. Uh, clear out the file mode creation mask. So why do I have to do all this? But this is kind of what I'm asking for. So this guy's saying you just fucking become session leader. That's what everybody's been saying the whole time. So I guess, like, if I wanted to do this, I just don't, like, Zig's stood process is maybe too high level for me. There's a fork bug in 0.15.2. Oh, good. Oh, good. That's good. Love that. Does this thing have any options for, like, you know, don't make me fucking wait? Probably not, right? Please don't start the zombie apocalypse. That's what I'm trying to avoid. That's what I'm trying to avoid. What do you mean there's a fork bug, by the way? Why isn't this blue? Fork. I mean, this seems pretty reasonable. He just syscalls fork. Can I not just fork and exec myself? I feel like I can just fork and exec myself. It's in the panic handler for memory something. It's deleted in master. Oh, interesting. Because there's like... Right. So if your child panics... But that's fine, I think, because when I exec, all of that goes away. haven't followed the previous session, but if you can run a shell command, you can also just prefix with no hub to not get killed. Yeah, but then we are still waiting on the no hub. I guess the shell will just immediately die then. The shell will just immediately die, and then we wait on the shell execution finishing. That is like a way to work around this, probably. That's maybe the easiest way. Is that like in here? Do I have no hub? What is this? That's like a thing. So like theoretically we could go like this. Oh, but then no hub is trying to do some fancy shit. But theoretically, if you fork create a new process group, then exec v, then whatever is above your process will get the way. Yeah, that's I think that's correct. I agree. That's what I've kind of seen so far. But I was trying to see if I could avoid having to fork and exec myself. Did I just fucking close my terminal? I don't remember doing that. But whatever. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Why? Well, because I didn't want to do the work. But I think that that's just the play. It would have been nice if I could just keep going with whatever I had already written. But I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. So what does this do? Will this tell me if I am the parent or not? I guess just PID 0, right? POSIX doesn't exist in O16. Use OS links if you don't hate yourself. Well, no. I'm going to use what seems reasonable with the current state. I don't think it's reasonable to be like, well, maybe they'll remove it. I know that you're going to say, well, it's not a maybe because they actually did. But I think that I should, you know, I should trust the state that I'm given. You know? So 0 is returned in the child. So if I'm the parent, this is the like set SID. And then does it return something? They were kind of just discarding the return, right? And then exec v's. Do I need to fucking give it an env pointer? Where do I get that? Where do I get the fucking env pointer? Oh, can I just write null to inherit? Probably, right? Probably. Hopefully. I already forgot. Path, child argv. So we're doing like a pointer to a bunch of null terminated strings, one of which is this. Append 0. Okay. Except fuck. So I guess this thing actually wants to turn into a null terminated slice, but he fuck. Who adds this thing now? You want to own slice animal? Yeah, that's probably easier. Um Uh, maybe something like this. Shrink to processed len plus one. This is a bad API. I don't know if this is reasonable for null handling to be out here, but like whatever. Whatever. I think this is guaranteed to always be there because it's here already. Seems fine. Okay, what are we doing here now? Path. Bin sh. And then we have args is a list of null terminated strings. Which starts with sh, no, dash c. Then it's what? Oh, oops. Items here. Like pointer cast of process, because we know that this is a null terminated string. This is a slice though? How does the like pointer cast work here? Because my slice has to have the null terminator, but the sentinel supposed to be in the slice or out of the slice? I can't fucking remember. Oh my fucking god, fucking kill me. Fucking kill me. Whatever. Array it's outside, slice it's in. So here, I actually want like this has to be pointer cast command items 0 to process len plus 1. Wait, is arg supposed to be pointers or is it supposed to be? Oh wait, it's pointers. Wait, we're hype. We're so chill. We're so chill. Which means that we can just do processed. Dot pointer? Question mark? Maybe? Oh fucking no. I don't fucking know, man. And then what is that? This is actually a args is a pointer null terminated set. This is a pointer whose last element is null. To optional. Holy fucking shit balls. Okay, we're gonna. Okay, let's just. Fuck me up the balls. Grey Hatter, why wouldn't you want to do this? Why wouldn't you want to do this, he says. Maybe, do you think, maybe there's a reason now? Okay. Pointer to a null terminated list of const optional pointers to null terminated U8 strings. I think this is right. What does he like now? Arg shadows. Fucking kill me. New, like, process args. Basically, const char star const. Yes, but with the special restriction that it's 0, that you need a null terminated thing at the end. Like, you need to, like, flag that your array ends because you're not passing the array length in. The fuck is this bitching about? The fuck is this complaining about? The fuck are we talking about? From main 387. Oh, sick. Set SID is just fucking broken. Love that. Love that for us. Fuck yeah, dude. I guess we use OS Linux. Not because of the reasons that Grey Hatter said, but for different reasons now. Interesting goal. The daemon implements in Musul forks twice. Seems to be related to preventing the child to reacquire the terminal. Not sure if this is what you want. Yeah, so that's what why the idiot wanted to double fork, I guess. Oh, everything's so fucking hard. Everything's so fucking stupid and fucking hard. Do I compile yet? Oh, so we need like env pointer. Oh, so the env pointer. Do I just forward on my existing env pointer? Can I get that from somewhere? What do they do in stud process? What the fuck do they do here? Oops. Um, if you have an mfap, okay, create environment from existing, but only if we're libc. Otherwise, we're doing process create. This is kind of what I'm looking for. So they're like stud os environment pointer. Why can't I just reuse the existing one? Why are they doing anything? Holy fucking balls. Are they ripping out zig flags? What the fuck am I supposed to do? How the fuck? What the fuck are we talking about? Zig progress FD? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Oh, okay. So I guess this is like for specifically like Zig progress shit. So surely we use null here, right? Surely. You're saying use stud os environment? Was that stud os environment pointer? Oh yeah, just like fucking rip that shit in there. I'm kind of down. I'm kind of down. That seems way more sane than whatever the fuck is going on here. Wait, but this thing is not. Is this thing null terminated? Yeah, probably. Probably. He's like, bitch. And we're just like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Just rip that shit. Rip that shit. Expected error union type found. Oh, all right. Error status is started. Okay, well, what do you fucking want from me, you fucking little piece of shit asshole? What do you want from me? Why can't I just launch a fucking process? It's no return. This is exec v error. It's not no return. It's not no return. Who is even mad? You don't need the null in process args? Why not? The type says I do. Am I high? It's over here. Why don't I need the null in process args? The type guarantees it? Oh, does it? Oh, yeah, right, because Zig will insert it for me. Yeah, you're probably right. The type adds it. You also don't need the 0 to null terminated string. That I disagree with. Because to get the null terminated string, we're working with zig slices. And the zig slices, we are then manipulating manually. And then pointer casting directly to a null terminated string. So here we actually do need it because zig's not handling. But here it's automatically putting it in. But if I were to make it manually, then it would do it that way, right? So like this -c, it's like injecting the null terminator for me because like I didn't construct this, but this one is like a hairy case. This is also fucking stupid. Like this should be cleaner, but why? Why? I don't understand. Oh, it only returns the error. So what am I supposed to do with that? Catch? But it's not like a catchable. I guess it is a catchable thing. Okay. If you say so. So kind of like just fuck all this shit now. And then if PID is not 0, because we called set SID, we shouldn't have to wait. I think. Is that true? I think so, right? In this example, they just said fuck it. The parent process exits. Because here we get a new PID for ourselves. So waiting on the existing PID presumably would just instantly go away. But let's like maybe just log the PID for a second. Because like presumably the PID that we got back shouldn't be in the process list anymore. All right, let's fucking see what happens. No such file or directory. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why did it work before? Why did it work before? What do you mean? Is it... I'm so confused. Is it because Blender has no such file or directory? Oh, it's exec Blender space, maybe? I don't see a bin as engineers here. I think. Oh, but the args need to have bin sh as arg v0, maybe? Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit. Why is everything so hard? This shouldn't be this hard. Like, what? I'm just trying to launch a process, man. I'm just trying to launch a fucking process. So, wait, what's that? I wanted to see, child PID here. Why don't I see child PID logged? Oh, I do, here. So here I want to see if Blender has this process. Oh, Sabenya! He does. That's interesting. That's the group, though, right? What's a process group again? Man to set Sid creates a session and sets the process group ID. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. The calling process is the leader of the new session. The decalling process also becomes the process group leader. Process group is the group that's allowed to wait for its children. Okay. I don't really know what a process group is, man. PS, is it? Can I look at groups in here? P group. Okay, hit me with P group in here as well. Right. So Blender has pgroup this, which is here. What am I trying to figure out? I'm trying to figure out if we're like creating zombies. Right? We should not waiting should not create zombies in this scenario. I think. So, can we do thread, like I guess just like while true here? Thread sleep for a second or something. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Maybe 10 milliseconds. 30 milliseconds. So if we don't call this setsid and then we launch and close Blender, I would expect to see a zombie somewhere. Is that what I expect? Yeah, so we see Blender defunct. Defunct as fuck. Wait. Didn't I close this? Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I close this guy. I Pasox. I see a defunct Blender until I close this. Then Blender's gone. But I'm expecting to see that if I turn on this set SID shit, that now I kill Blender and I Pasox, I also have a defunct. So this did not do what I wanted. Sid is not pgroup. Please read my messages. I did, okay? I am just trying to get there myself. I think that I shouldn't just blindly trust what I see in Twitch chat. Right? I'm like trying to like accomplish a thing, and I have to like take in information and process it and like learn from it as we go, right? So it's fine that you're giving me things, but I'm going to choose to ignore them until I see reason. Where'd you get set sit? Yes, from I don't think that I'm saying I'm not blindly listening to you guys. Not that like I'm not reading, right? I think that you guys are right that like set sid is a thing. Right? I saw that from like a lot like many places actually. But you're saying now that set pgroup is also relevant here? So this guy doesn't say to do set pgroup. I don't know how the fuck. Oh, but that's because in this example, they're planning on just immediately just like ripping the parent away. That's kind of what this guy's example is talking about, which is like different than what we're doing in the case where our launcher lives forever. You know what I mean? Where did this come from? This was like an open of some shit. Like, see, like, detach child process. You can't do that in example because of the bug I talked about. I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Detach child present parent. When a child parent is forked from a parent dies, it still exists to some extent and left in a zombie state until it's ripped from a wait call. It's possible to detach this parent-child relationship with the child be automatically reaped. That is what I'm asking for. Per the POSIX exit documentation, if the parent process or the child process has set this thing or has action for sig child to sig ignore. Oh, wait, okay. where stdlib crashes on the PID of the bin when printing the backtrack onto the. Oh, sure. In short, just sig ignore sig child. Wait, that seems kind of sick. That does impact the ability to wait for any child process. Oh. But if I do this in the child process, then it's fine, right? Oh no, because the parent is okay. Wait, maybe that's a problem. This does impact blah 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 blah. The dissociated child process doesn't create zombie nor send sig child to the parent process on my blah blah blah. This is abbreviated demonization of fire forget. For a much fuller version, see this. So this is kind of all he did, right? But that's not sufficient for us? I don't really understand where this like set p group thing you're talking about is coming from. I don't know if you're like saying that I need to call set p group because of some zig bug that you're talking about or something else. Fork, set sid, fork again, so that the parent can exit. That means we have a non-session group leader can never regret. Oh, sure, but ignoring it. Chadur so that we don't keep any directory in use. Sure. UMask so that we have complete control over the permissions. Close file descriptors that we inherited from our parent process. So we have no way of doing. Sure. Establish new open descriptors. But, like, isn't this what I'm doing? Maybe you do need the double fork. Again, just guessing here. I mean, I guess I need to like understand the process groups a little more. You don't want your dbus launcher thing to be the parent of the group of the children you create. You don't want to close after you want to. Yeah, I don't think I do either. But I just don't understand. I guess so. This is claiming that set sid should let me become process group and session group leader, right? So then, like, why? Oh, I see. So the double fork here is a little bit of a trick, maybe, where they're kind of saying like you're kind of doing this thing where you have like me, and then I launch child 1, who calls set SID, launch child 2. He's gonna report to this guy. But like this guy is going to like insta close exit so that this guy can wait. Right? That's what like the double fork here is probably doing for us. I mean, it is also doing the controlling terminal thing that they're talking about. But I think that the reason that we're still zombieing is because just because we're the process and group leader for everything that we spawn, like maybe we still need to report to someone, maybe? So like if I exited, then this thing would be fine, maybe? Something like that? I'm not 100% sure. But like, this is claiming that I become process group leader. We could try the double fork. And then we need to wait on child 1. Which should happen like immediately. I think. Okay. So we close Blender. And then we Passox. Fuck, still defunct. Oh, but we actually have this open twice. Hold on. Who's... Who's done this? Who did this? Who did this? Okay, let's try this again. So we launch Blender, we close Blender, we PSOX. Fuck! Oh, right, because this is all. Oh, wait, we forgot something. We forgot to exit. We forgot to exit. That's why. Hold on. Hold. I think we're close. It's that we forgot, in here, we call exit. We're like, okay, Dunzo. Okay, let's try it again. PSOX. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Dude. Can I just say? Can I just fucking say that this is absurd? Right? Can we just say it? That's a lot of work to just not call set per group. Well, I don't know what that does yet. And no one on the internet has told me to do that other than you. And I'm not going to lie. You know, you're just saying just call set per group, but I don't trust you and I don't know why. I don't really understand yet. But I am willing to look a little bit more at that path now. I am willing. I just wanted to understand why everybody else on the internet wasn't telling us about it, you know? I wanted to understand why they were telling me to do something else. Because everyone else is mentally disabled. Okay. That's a very gray hatter way of looking at it. Okay. If the calling, so set the process group ID. If the calling process is not already a session leader, set per group sets the process group ID of the calling process, the process ID of the calling process. Okay. If this creates a new session, then the new session has no controlling terminal. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does it mean? What does creating a new session mean? To the process ID of the calling process. What is a session? I mean, that's what they're talking about, man, set SID. That's like, that was creating a session ID, I think. But like, what is it? A new session creates a new, if the calling process is not a process group leader. The calling process is the leader of the new session, i.e. the session ID is made the same as its process ID. So we have three things to talk about here. We got group, we got session, and we got process. Right? The set per group function has no effect when the calling process is a session leader, which should be true. Set per group should do nothing if you call set SID. The calling process also becomes the new process group leader. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The calling process will be the only process in the new process group and in the new session. Okay. So when we call set SID, all of these are equal to each other. So I agree that I don't know what Grey Hatter is talking about then. Because we should be ending up as the process group leader as an artifact of calling set SID. Now maybe set per group is doing something else as well. All these interfaces are available in Linux. Set PGID, I don't care about that. Returns process. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Wait, where is set pgirp? Is equivalent to set pgid 00. Okay. So set pgid sets the PGID of the process. Wait, this is not process groups. Right? This is set, is PGID parent? No, this is group ID. Group ID. So sets the pgid of process specified by PID to pgid. Okay. If PID is 0, then the process ID of the calling process is used. If PGID is 0, then the PGID of the process specified by PID is made as the same as the process ID. Yeah, so both process groups must be part of the same session. See set SID and credentials. So without set pgirp, we should see that we're already in the right state. Right? Like we launch Blender and we should see that our process group would be whatever was returned here. Oh, which should just be which will be ourselves, right? So we should see that the group ID should be this guy that's printed by child PID. Even without like the new fork. Right? So in this state, we should end up seeing a scenario where we have a zombie process whose group ID is himself. Right? That's what we should expect to see. So I close Blender. I look at Hus, but with EO, and we have pgirp in there, great. So we're gonna see, oh, wait. Why is this working now? Didn't we add the double fork because it wasn't working? Oh, we're calling wait PID here, which we didn't want to do. Right. Right. Okay. Hus. So Blender, we should have, oopsies, Pusox. Grep Blender, we should see defunct. Oh, he's not closed yet because I'm a fucking idiot. We should see defunct. Great. Which we still see here. And his group ID. So this is my ID, my parent ID, but my group ID is myself, right? So we have called set. We have done as a side effect of set SID. We do have like our group ID being set to ourselves. So I don't understand why you're telling me to call set pgirp. You know what I mean? I have like nothing, no evidence in here that would change anything. And I don't even know where I would add it to have like, maybe you have some sort of like secret Jedi magic that I'm missing? Are you sure? What do you mean, am I sure? Are my columns right? PID, PPID, pgirp. Yeah, so I'm quite confident. My parent ID is also in second column. Yeah. So I don't really know what you're asking. I don't know. Me, parent, GURP. So in this test case that we're running, where we open, close Blender, our parent is still running. We have, wait, hold on. Did I bring I think I brought, hold on. Open, close, here. Me, parent, group. Parent is this guy. Makes sense. And then I am my group. I'm confident in all of that. So I just don't know. Maybe just also print SID to have full picture. Yeah, is that a thing I do here? Just like PSID. Is that a thing I can do? SID. Yeah, you're right. Just SID. You're right. So Blender defunct. We have SID on the right one. So this goes PID, parent, group, session. So here, all three of these are the same as expected. Me, group, session are all the same. My parent is still who launched me, and that's why I'm defunct. Right? So I think it's all fine. Right? I think that the double fork is reasonable, right? Because we have, like, this is kind of saying, like, when the parent process exits, that is when, like, like the zombie or like the children go like, oh, okay, I'm my own parent now, right? Would be my guess here. I think this double fork is resulting in the child becoming his own parent, right? So now we're sitting here, we're waiting, but if we push this shit, oh wait, we actually kind of want to kill. We want to check what Blender's launched actually. Well, I guess maybe he has a parent that is dead. Maybe that's what happens. Is this parent just doesn't exist anymore? No, the parent becomes the systemd user. Ah, so when I exit the child process, everybody that was assigned to him gets assigned to someone. Yeah, okay, so it's something like, it must be something like, if your session, what is session ID? Like, what the fuck is this? And yeah, there's something odd here where it goes like, when I exit and I have children, my children's parent gets reassigned to something, but it's not just my parent, right? Because my parent is still, so I have like launcher, then I have like intermediate, and then app, right? And then I have like systemd. Well, actually, it's kind of like bash. Oh, that's interesting, right? So it's like bash launches launcher, launcher launches intermediate, intermediate launches app, but then like, there's some sort of like process like tree stuff here that goes then to like user login, right? Which is like systemd user here. So what's happening is that when this guy closes, he goes, all of my children now just get like somehow like reassigned their parents to like the root. That's what seems to be happening here, right? Skipping all of this like bash and tmux and all of that shit. What this link? Shell creates a new process group, makes a foreground process a group of the session. Blah blah blah. I don't know if this is answering my question. You're trying to answer my what the fuck are these things? Process group is a collection of related processes. A session is a collection of process groups which are attached to a single terminal device. Sessions are used for job control. Right, so when I control Z, everyone in the same session gets control Z'd, probably. You can think of a session with a controlling terminal as corresponding to login on that terminal. So there's a piece here missing still. The piece that we're missing is like what happens to child programs on exit, right? But it feels like exit is like a key component of this loop, right? I wonder if you even need the set sid. Maybe it's like how does grandchildren work? Right? If I just do all of this without set sid, what the fuck happens? Let's just make sure right now. So we should see no Blender anywhere in here. Oh, we do. Blender's still open. Hold on. Close Blender. Okay. So here, who is Blender's parent right now? I think it's the root. It is. So the set sid thing is like a trick, right? So what happens here is, oh, there should be exits here, by the way. So like when my parent process dies, my parent becomes like just the root of the user. I'm calling wait PID on the launcher process. But we should probably we can PID has returned. You are correct there that maybe I'm confused here. But here we have seen PID is returned, so that wait PID is not doing anything right now, right? The wait PID is not playing. It's playing a role in that we're cleaning up the launcher process, or like the intermediate process we can call it, but not the blender, which is still open there. You know what I mean? So now when we kill blender and we do this thing, there's no defunct blender in there anymore. So actually, all of this set pgroup and set SID stuff is like completely unrelated to the problem that I was originally trying to solve, which is just like I don't fucking want zombies. Now, we might still want it though, because if my understanding is correct, my session group will still be the same as the launcher. And so if I control Z the launcher, does it suspend Blender as well? If I don't do that? Control Z? It does. Okay, so the reason to call set SID is not for the like defunct process thing. It's because when I control Z this, Blender becomes completely unresponsive. I see. So I call this is like you know, control like try to make me as independent. What if you sig term bash? Does Blender die? Probably, right? I think it's like all signals propagate like from the same process tree. So this is like kind of like disassociate signals, etc. from calling process. This is intermediate process that dies immediately. This this like reparents Blender or not Blender. The process we are launching back to the root of the back to the login shell. I think systemd dash user on my machine. Wait on intermediate process. So this, you know, you have to wait. You know, it's illegal not to wait, but we just wait on our intermediate process who dies immediately. Friendly reminder that on Win32, all this madness is just a call to create process. Yeah. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We'll say it, right? This is fucking insane. This is fucking insane. I'm just trying to fucking launch a program. It's like, what the? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, maybe I'm a fucking idiot, right? But I think that like 98% of Linux users don't know about this. Right? This is insane. Like you hear about fork exec, but I'm like pretty confident that if you asked the vast majority of people who program on Linux how to do this, they would be like, I don't fucking know. Right? Like easily 99.99. This is insane. This is insane. I've never heard about this, but this is insane. Like, but okay. Well, I think we call it there for today. I was supposed to do GUI. our intermediate process is there to die, right? Our original launcher process will also die in this context. Can we merge them? Long term though, this is going to be a thing that lives in the taskbar, right? So I kind of want this infrastructure in now. At the very least, like I want to understand it, and the best way to keeping it in, at least lets me document it. You know what I mean? But you're right. You're right. In this particular scenario, we could just immediately exit and it would be fine. But I just think that this is not quite that case. Once we get a couple steps down. So, holy shit. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, we stream, some days, probably at least half of them at this point. We've kind of slowed down a little bit, but we aim for 12:30 to 4 Pacific time. It is 3:30 now, so anywhere between 3 hours ago and half an hour from now, you can kind of check if we're live. If you don't catch live streams, some of them end up on YouTube. It kind of sucks. I kind of thought that we were in like a happy hour vibe here, but there's definitely some segment of this that would make a good YouTube video. So I'll see if I can clip that and put it, find a good clip segment to put it in. But if not, the stuff that doesn't go up on YouTube gets shoved on Patreon or YouTube members or archived in Twitch VODs where you pay to see the appropriate shit. Or you catch it live for free. I think that's it. Peace out. Let's find someone to raid.